So I wrote down some stuff I want to bring up. Number one is, did you hear that there's a white homosexual running for president? Did y'all hear about that? Yeah, a white homosexual from Indiana. Isn't that gross? Well, who don't think it is gross? And he got a husband. I never thought that I would live in America where sin would be permitted as okay, because we should be ashamed of sin. And then somebody would run for president who's an out homosexual and say he has a husband. Isn't that like crazy? What is wrong with America? That is mind-blowing. What? James trying to get my attention there, Mark.
And he calls himself a Christian.
Right.
He's attacking Mike Pence for disagreeing with it. He says, you have a problem with my creator.
But Mike Pence disagreed with homosexuality. He didn't even disagree with the guy.
Right.
He didn't say, oh no, not a radical homosexual. And now he's becoming the darling of the Democratic Party. And they don't even like white straight men. Did you know about that, Brenda?
I knew he was running.
You did? Your first impression was what?
My first impression was that I wanted to read more about him and see what he stood for.
Well, once I found out he was a homosexual, I didn't need to know anymore. He's such an outlier. It's not like he's one that's trying to overcome it. And now they're calling him, they're comparing him to Barack Obama. They're comparing him to Beta O'Rourke, whatever, isn't they? They're like making him the darling of the Democratic Party. What do you think about that?
I really don't like to talk about politics.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Why not?
Because I find that it's very easy to grab onto one piece of information and start running with that when you really don't know all the other things about somebody. And it takes a lot of time to try to figure out what people stand for, and I just come off as very uninformed. And I'd rather spend my time on other things than that, because I just feel like it'll sort of come out in the wash. I don't really care who the darling of the Democratic Party is right now. It's 2 years ahead of time. And so
It'll be here before you know it.
well, that's true, but
Yeah.
but
So
let them
make sure
work
you
it out,
become
because
aware.
my opinion is not going to make one damn bit of difference to
It
what
does so. It should.
Not to
and
the
it-
Democratic
because
Party.
because the Democrats hate those who don't support them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's good. But become aware. It's going to be a mess. Yes, Mark?
I was wondering I understand that this particular person is like, I'm Christian, I'm religious, and I'm gay, and you hate me. He's, a radical homosexual, as you would say.
Right.
I understand that. But I don't think I would care if somebody was homosexual, if they wanted to, like, build a wall, you know what I mean, make the government smaller, be about free markets. If they had good policies, I wouldn't care any less. Like, I think politicians.
So if they were radical, but they would build a wall and do
All the good things, right?
you would vote for them?
For sure.
Amazing.
Because I think all politicians are, like, I think I happen to like Trump. I just personally, like his personality.
Right.
And like what you say and James say, I believe that.
Right.
I don't think you're making it up and stuff. I just personally like him, and I like his policies.
And speaking of the Great White Hope, did you hear the good news?
What's that?
You're going to love this. The president may ship all the illegal aliens to the sanctuary cities.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. So, like, let's
Isn't
say.
that like brilliant?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, right. So get ready, California. He's going to ship them all so California will be one of the cities that will get them.
But just in general, don't you disagree with the idea of thinking that people, because they're famous or have a platform, that they're somehow moral? You know
I
what
totally
I mean?
disagree, yeah.
Like a politician, like MLK had all kinds of mistresses, and he's Mr. Morality to the whole country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like the idea to look up to the morality of a politician is just like hilarious to me.
That's
It's
why
like,
they're supposed to keep it secret, but do the right thing.
Yeah.
And then hopefully they can overcome it. But now that it's out in the open now.
So what do you think about me saying, like, I don't care if the guy's what he is, including homosexual?
You would
If
still
it's a
vote for him?
politician, yes, because all politicians, to me, like, at
I would never vote for a man or a woman who says, I'm a slut, but vote for me.
Right, I understand that. But that makes sense if you have a moral person on the other side to vote for. But what if you have a homosexual who has all these conservative values that he's proposing, and then you have a Democrat on the other side?
I still wouldn't take that risk because at some point they're going to pass laws that goes against what is right. Because you can't ride two horses. And so I wouldn't want to know what they're into because that indicates that they're embarrassed by it. That means that they know it's wrong. But if they promoting what they're into and it's wrong, I would never trust that.
Doesn't that imply, though, that God kind of keeps score and that homosexuality is somehow worse than other immoral things?
Right. That's me. I wouldn't want to vote for someone who's proud of it. Everybody got some type of trauma they should overcome, but we should be embarrassed by it.
So even if, let's say, he's a radical homosexual, right?
And he
he's
got a
all about
husband.
it. Like he said, his rhetoric is a 0%. It's an F, right? But his policies are an A. And on the other side, you have a Democrat.
I wouldn't vote for either one.
Okay.
Me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
you.
just wouldn't vote that year.
Cool.
I'll sit it out.